Hi friends, welcome to your Hatha Yoga practice. In this rather traditional yoga class, we'll move through a gentle warm-up, dynamic sun salutations to really warm up the body, some strong standing postures, some seated postures. There will be forward folds, backward bends. So it's a really very holistic practice for the full body. So even though we move at a rather conscious pace, staying in the poses a little longer, focusing on alignment, it's a quite activating and stimulating class for the whole body. If you happen to have a yoga block at home, it could be quite helpful, but I will show you everything without any props. If you know that you need a little more visual instruction, you can place your screen at the top and then towards the right of your mat a little bit so you can see it at all times. I will give you very clear instructions, so really try and trust your ears and just focus on your body. Let's get started. We begin this practice in a comfortable cross-legged seat. If you wish, you could sit on some support. This could be a block, this could also be a cushion or something that helps you to elevate the hips. So you can then relax the groins, bring the knees down or maybe cross at the shins, whatever feels best. And most of all, find a long spine. So make your arrangements, take everything you need, and then begin to settle in for your practice. You can close down the eyes as you place one hand onto the belly and one hand onto the chest. Taking a moment to connect to yourself, feeling a warmth and a presence, a kindness in your touch. Really feeling yourself settling into this moment. The shoulders relax. The face softens. The jaw softens. And you just begin to become aware of your breathing without changing it for now. Just observe how the breath flows in and out. And let this calm rhythm take you even more into this moment. Letting each inhale become a moment of arrival. And each exhale, a feeling of letting go, of release. We then begin to slowly deepen the breath, trying to draw the ear all the way down into the belly where you feel your lower hand rest. Really feel the belly inflate and kind of blow up like a balloon. And as you exhale, you gently draw the belly in. There's a soft contraction. The navel goes in towards the spine. Breathe into the belly, allow it to expand and soften. And breathe out from the belly, gently pulling it inwards. Again, breathing all the way down into the belly as if drawing air directly in through the navel. And exhaling from the belly all the way out. One more like that. Inhale, focus on the belly expanding. Exhaling, drawing the belly in. We continue to deepen the breath. We inhale into the belly, and then we draw more air into the ribs and into the chest. Feel it rise and expand. And as we exhale, we feel the chest lower, the ribs move in towards each other, and the belly draws in. Inhale from the belly to the heart. And exhale from the heart to the belly. We continue. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Take a few more rounds of full yogic breathing like that. There shouldn't be too much effort or strain. It's rather a soft, expansive breath. You can always do a little less, so it feels comfortable and opening. One more smooth breath like that, really tuning into the breath. And then when you exhale the next time, you softly release this breathing pattern. Bring the palms together in front of the heart center in Anjali Mudra as a gesture of connecting your mind and your body. If you wish, you can set an intention for this practice, a quality that you would like to invite. And then bow the forehead down to the fingertips and very gently begin to blink the eyes open and clear the gaze. Good. From here, you can interlace the fingers and start rolling out the wrists, circling around one way, and then the other way. Good. Releasing the hands, extending the arms out in front of you with the palms facing up, making little cups with your hands, landing the fingertips on the shoulders, and then extending again, warming up through the elbows. We're addressing some of the major joints in the body. Doing this just a couple more times. And the next time your fingers land on the elbows, you take the elbow on the shoulders rather, the elbows go out to the side, and then we start drawing big circles into the air with the elbows. So we're now moving up into the shoulder joints. And you want to keep the neck relaxed and the face relaxed. And just really focus on bringing some movement, some warmth into the shoulders. Good. We then circle the other way around as well. Good. And then we slowly release the hands back down. On the inhale, you want to take your arms overhead, give yourself a big, big, big stretch. And on your exhale, you twist the upper body to the right side for a very gentle twist. Your hands can land wherever. You lengthen the spine a little more as you inhale. And as you exhale, you only take the head back to the center. And if it's comfortable, you can take it a little further and lowering the chin down towards the left shoulder, feeling an opening at the neck. Taking 2-3 breaths here in your own pace. And then slowly lift your head, bring it back into the twist, and then we unravel fully, arms up, gaze forward. And on the exhale, we're switching the sides, landing the hands softly, lengthening the spine on the inhale. And on the exhale, bringing the head back to center, maybe a little further, lowering the chin down. Always move within a range that feels good to you. Good. Gently lifting the head, bringing it back into the twist, and then we unravel on the inhale, arms up. And on the exhale, release your hands down. If you're sitting on a prop, you want to bring it to the side. If it's a block, bring it to the top of the mat so you can reach it later. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. And then hug your fingers around the toes or maybe the ankles. You can bring the heels a little closer as you start bouncing the knees up and down in a butterfly kind of shape. Releasing any tension from the groins while keeping the spine nice and long. Take your time. Good. And then from here, we release the hands, bring the knees together, maybe with the help of the hands. You can either bring the legs to one side, or maybe you can cross the shins if this feels comfortable to find your way into a tabletop position. Spread your hands underneath the shoulders, the knees under the hips, and tuck your toes under for a stretch in the feet. On your exhale, press into a rounded cat stretch. The chin comes down, the shoulder blades broaden, the navel pulls in. And on the inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze, gently arch the back for your cow stretch. Good. Exhale, round the back for Asana, the cat pose. And inhale, open the chest for your cow stretch. We do this a couple of times. You can try synchronizing your breath and your movement if that feels good. Or you can move in your very own pace, but try and bring the neck and the pelvis along into the movement, really articulating and warming the whole spine. Good. Slowly release, come into a neutral position. Now you want to point the toes, send the hips back into a child's pose. Your knees can be together or apart, whatever feels most comfortable. Allow the upper body to rest forward. Maybe the forehead is either hanging in space or maybe you can bring it down to the ground. And you want to feel a soft decompression at the lower back. Bit of a stretch in the legs. Maybe you come onto fingertips, crawl the hands a little more forward to open up through the shoulders. And just connect back to your breathing here. And then with the arms as nice and long, plant the palms down, come back onto the knees without changing position of hands or knees. Tuck your toes under. Once again, push the hips back towards the heels. And then press into the feet, lift the knees up for downward facing dog. In this first downward facing dog, you can pedal the legs, pressing one heel after the other down towards the ground to find a bit of length at the back of the legs. And if it feels good, you can also shift the knees from side to side, bringing some movement into the hip joints, into the lower back. It's a good opportunity to soften out the neck, the jaw, releasing any tension that you may be still holding on to. Good. And then find a bit of stillness in your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend your knees a little more. As your arms become a little stronger, the shoulders nice and broad, you look to your knees or to your toes for a long neck and you draw the lower belly in and up. Imagine that you can pull that lower belly behind the navel up to the heart. And notice how that lengthens the spine from the inside. While keeping the length of the spine, option to bring the heels a little closer to the ground to feel the length at the back of the legs without compromising the back. Take another full breath here. And then take your gaze forward, bend the knees, and with many small steps and without any rush, walk your way to the top of the mat. You can unlock the knees, let the upper body hang down. Maybe the arms are hanging in space, maybe they're touching the ground, or you go and reach for the opposite elbows and allow yourself to sway a little from side to side. And then bend your knees a little more generously, release the arms, draw the belly in, vertebra by vertebra, make your way up into standing. Shoulders, neck, and head come very last. And as you arrive, you want to take your arms over side, reach all the way up. The left hand reaches for the right wrist, and we lean to the left side for a side stretch. We stay here, take a big breath into the side body. And then come back to the center, release the hands, switch to sides, right hand reaches for the left wrist, and we lean to the right side. Okay, one big breath here. And then coming back to the center and slowly release the arms over side, finding your way into Tadasana, the mountain pose. Your feet can be hip distance or even wider. Maybe the big toes are touching. You roll the shoulders up and back and down. We go through sun salutations. First round we go slow and then we go a little faster. Inhale, reach your arms up, gaze up to your hands. And then stay here for the exhale. Only try and bring the shoulders back and down. Yeah, once again, reach a little higher. And then with very soft knees, fold all the way down over your legs. The head is heavy. Good. We plant the fingertips on the ground. The right foot steps all the way back. And the right knee lands on the ground for an equestrian pose, Ashvasanchalanasana. Try and lift your chest, broaden the collarbones. You have the option to point the back toes or keep them tucked. Feel the length of the right groin. Good. And then plant your hands down firmly. Tuck the back toes back under, release the knee and step into a high plank pose. Left foot goes back. Take an inhale here. And on your exhale, you want to bring knees, chest and chin down to the ground for Ashtanga Namaskar. Your hips stay in the air, your throat opens. Good. Slowly slide through into a small cobra. Point your toes, roll the shoulders back. And then tuck your toes under. Push towards a child's pose, but then once again lift the knees, downward facing dog. You can take a breath here to soften the neck. Find your focus point, your drishti. And then slowly gaze back forward. You can bend through the knees. We take a big step with the right foot in between the hands. You can always come onto fingertips to walk the foot a little more forward. The left knee grounds down. And we once again open the chest, gaze forward or maybe even up. Good. And then release the back knee. The weight shifts all the way forward. Step to the top of the mat. Fold over your legs. Knees are soft. Good. Come to standing. Reach the arms up for Urdhva Stasana. Gaze up to your hands. And then slowly release the arms down. We do it one more time slowly on the second side. Reach your arms up. Take a breath here. Feel the stretch in the whole body. And then soften the knees, fold all the way down over your legs for Uttanasana. Allow the neck to relax, soften. Come onto fingertips. You can bend the knees as much as necessary as the left foot steps back. Grounding the knee down, lifting the gaze up for Ashvasanchalanasana. Pull the shoulders back. Good. Planting the hands, tucking the back toe, trying without sliding, really lifting the foot, step back into that high plank. Hold for a moment, feel the whole body engage. And on your next exhale, bring knees, chest and chin to the ground. 8 points, greet the earth. We slide through small cobra, really activate your legs, pull the shoulders back. And then release, tuck the toes, press onto knees, and all the way into your downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And gaze forward. Left foot steps forward. Right knee down, broaden the collarbones. You can come onto fingertips if this allows you to open the chest more. Good. The weight goes forward. We step to the top of the mat. Fold all the way over your legs. We come to standing. Reach the arms up. Gaze after your hands. And then release down. Good. We'll go quite dynamically through the sun salutations. One breath, one movement. If this feels a lot, you can always go at your own pace as we just did, much slower. Inhale, reach the arms up, gaze up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, step the right foot back, lift your gaze. Retain your breath, step into your high plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the ground. Inhale, small cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot forward, inhale, left knee down, gaze up. Step to the top, exhale, forward fold. Come to standing, inhale, reach up, gaze up, Urdhva Stasana. Exhale, release down, Tadasana, second side. Inhale, Urdhva Stasana, upward salute. Exhale, soft knees, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, left foot back, Ashvasanchalanasana. Retain the breath, Phalakasana, your high plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide through Bhujangasana, point the toes. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg, inhale, steps forward, gaze up. Exhale, step to the top of the mat and fold. Come to standing, inhale, reach up, gaze up. And exhale, release down. We do one more round on each side, fluidly. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, gaze up. Hold your breath, step back. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the ground. Inhale, slide through cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, left knee down, gaze up. Step to the top, exhale, forward fold. To standing, inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, release down. One more time. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, left foot steps back, gaze up. Hold your breath, high plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the ground. Inhale, slide through, open the chest. Exhale, hips back and up. Left foot forward, inhale, right knee down. Exhale, step to the top, forward fold. To standing, inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, release the hands down. Good, ground down through your feet. Feel any shifts in the body, maybe the temperature has changed. And balance out your breath again. Take your hands together in front of the heart. Find a focus point to rest your gaze on. And shift the weight onto your left foot. Pull the right knee up to the chest and guide the knee out to the side. You could place the foot either on the ankle, on the lower leg, or with the help of your hand on the inside of your left thigh for your tree pose. Pressing foot and thigh together, pushing the hip forward, and then bringing the hands together. There is an option to reach the arms overhead and release the palms if that feels secure. Keep breathing. Allow for all the micro movements to balance you out. And allow for the wobbles. It's fine. It's just a practice. Good. Let's stay for another breath here. And then bring the hands together and slowly, mindfully bend the standing leg to bring the right knee forward and release. Shake out the legs, maybe circle out the standing foot. And then switch the sides. Hands together, weight onto the right foot. Pull the left knee up to the chest. Guide the leg out to the side. Find the placement for your left foot. Lower leg, maybe upper leg. Just don't press it to the inner knee because your knee doesn't bend that way. And then really engage your legs. Lift the pelvic floor. Lengthen the spine. And then find a calm breath. Option to bring the arms above head. And maybe open the hands out to the side. Bring your hands back together. Draw them back together in front of the heart. Slowly release the legs. Step the left foot down. Good. Maybe shake out the legs. Roll the shoulders. Take a breath. Good. Now, big step with the right foot all the way towards the back of the mat. And we're turning all the toes towards the back of the mat. So this is why you need your screen maybe a little to the side. Right knee is right over the right ankle. And the back toes, the left foot, are turning in until you can point your hips in the same direction as your mat. You can bring your hands to your hips and check your alignment. If this feels a lot on the knee or the lower back, option to release the back heel into a high lunge instead. Once you're ready in the lower body, bring palms together and then reach them up just as much as comfortable. Gaze to your thumbs or gaze forward. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Okay, make sure your knee points forward. Find a steady but soft gaze. And then just keep breathing in and out smoothly. We take one more breath, reach the hands a little higher. Maybe sit just a little lower. Last inhale here. And on your exhale, you want to open the arms to the side, open the back foot so it's parallel to the short side of the mat. The right knee stays. You can always adjust the stance, Warrior 2. Difference is your hips are now open. You draw the lower belly in, bring the tailbone down while opening the hips. So your knee tends to fall in. Try and press it outwards. And arms are parallel to the earth. Check your back arm. And once you're ready, take your gaze over the right, middle finger gazing forward. Lengthen the spine. And only maybe sit a little lower. You can always do a little less. You can bend the leg a little less. Whatever feels right for you today. Feel a certain calmness in your strength. Good. Take one more full breath here. And then keep your legs as stable as they are. Land your right forearm onto the front thigh. Turn your left palm to face to the ceiling. And then pull the arm over your ear forward, creating a long line from the left foot all the way to the left fingertips. Try and spin your heart open towards the ceiling and create space in the chest. Take weight out of the right shoulder and keep breathing. Smooth breaths. Good. Take your gaze down to the ground. Press into the feet. Inhale, come back into your warrior two. And on your exhale, extend the front leg. You may want to bring the back foot in a little closer. We do one more pose on this side, and now you can feel your legs probably. Lift your heart, lengthen the spine. And on your exhale, pull yourself forward. Land the right hand on the shin or on the thigh, left arm to the ceiling, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Try and lean the upper body back so you're not hunching forward. Unlock the front knee, engage the thigh, pull it up. You want to pretend like your mat is rather slippy and you have to hold the feet together. Observe how that engages your inner thighs. You can look to the upper hand if that feels a lot in the neck. Look to the side or also look down. Long breaths. Be curious how these poses affect your body and how they affect your mind, and then draw yourself back into observation rather than criticism. Good. Take your gaze down, small bend in the front knee. Inhale your way up into an upright position, arms parallel to the ground. And then turn the right foot in so all toes are pointing towards the long side of the mat. Bring your hands into your hips. Maybe you need to shuffle a little, lift the heart as you inhale. And on your exhale, bend through the knees a little as you hinge forward from the hips. Fingertips land on the ground for now. You can lengthen the spine first. And then you fully fold over the legs. Head is heavy. It's not touching the ground. If it does, you can make your step a little smaller. And your hands can either dangle in space, they can touch the ground, or if it's accessible and it feels good, option to reach for the ankles and gently pull yourself in, shoulders away from the ears. Weight goes towards the toes, the knees are unlocked. And you breathe here. Good. Bring your fingertips back onto the ground under the shoulders. You can lift up halfway, bend the knees even more, place your hands in your hips, and slowly come up to standing with a straight back. Take your arms out to the side, parallel to the ground. Turn your left toes to point back towards the front of the mat. And turn your back toes in about 45 degrees, bending the left leg. We're doing the same sequence on the front side. So you bring both arms in front of you. If you want to take that double check, hands into the hips. Back toes are pointed in, or maybe you release the heel. Just make sure your hip is pointing forward, hands together, warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Find an angle for your back and for your arms, for your neck that feels good. Always find that sweet spot where there's a little bit of strength involved, but not too much strain. Press your hands together, keep breathing. Gotta reach your hands a little higher. And on your exhale, open up to the side. Arms parallel to the ground once again. Back foot opens up. Kind of want to have an alignment of heel to arch. So you can really feel the groins opening. Left knee, right degree angle or less. Inner thighs active. Arms parallel. Maybe gaze forward if that's okay for your neck. Long breath in. Exhaling, maybe finding a bit more stability, settling into the legs. Smooth breath in and out. Good. Your legs stay stable. You bend the front arm, forearm lands on the thigh. Right palm turns up and the arm pulls over your ear forward. Parshvakonasana, side angle. You're building a side angle in relation to the ground. Long line from the right foot till the right fingertips. Try not hunching into that left shoulder, but give some space here. Hold yourself from the core and try and spin the heart up towards the ceiling. And then find your focus point and breathe. Good. Take your gaze down. Strong legs. Inhale back up into your warrior two. On your exhale, extend the front leg. Maybe bring the back foot in a little. Shorten the stance. Lift the heart. Unlock the front knee. Pull yourself forward and down into your triangle pose. Stacking the shoulders. Right shoulder comes back. Arm goes straight up. Finding a focus point that's friendly to your neck. And then breathing here. Good. Take your gaze down to the ground. Small bend in the front knee. Inhale yourself all the way up. And this time on the exhale, we turn all toes to point forward and we step to the top of the mat for Tadasana. Ooh, long sequence for the legs. Maybe shake out the legs and then ground down through the feet. Roll the shoulders down. Center yourself. Good. Shift the weight onto your left foot. Pull the right knee up to the chest. Hold onto the knee with both hands for now. And then reach the right arm up to the ceiling. Right arm alongside the ear. And then pull the arm out behind you. Find a twist here in this balancing pose. There's an option to reach with the left hand for the outer edge of the right foot if this is something that feels accessible to you, and you can extend the right leg forward. Otherwise, stay as you were. Try and lengthen the spine as you inhale. And twist open as you exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twisting. Gaze back forward. Inhale, reach the arm up. And exhale, hands to the knees. Squeeze the knee up once. And then place the foot down. Feel free to wiggle the legs. Shake out any tension. Grounding down through the feet once again. Weight onto the right foot. Left knee comes to the chest. And then you hold onto it with both hands till you find your balance. Reach the left arm up. And on your exhale, you want to twist to the left side. Feel free to play around with the variation. You can always try, change your mind. Falling is part of the practice. Just be a little playful about it. And then try and find some stillness and breathe. Good. On your inhale, come back to the center. On the exhale, bend the front leg. If it was extended, hold on with both hands, squeeze it up. And then place the foot down. Good. Shake out your legs. Roll the shoulders. Tadasana. Always find that moment of grounding back down. Good. Bring your hands into your hips. Step the left foot back just about halfway this time. But turn your back toes in 45 degrees like you did for the warrior one. Your hips are pointing forward. Bring your hands into your hips. Lift the heart up as you inhale. And as you exhale, you want to bend through the front knee a little so you can hinge from the hips into a forward fold. Maybe you stay rather up. Maybe this is already a lot of a stretch at the back of your leg. Maybe you can release the hands. This is where your block could come in helpful. Or maybe you bring the hands onto the shin. Maybe you land on the ground. Maybe lengthen the spine one more time. And then fold over your legs, Parshvottanasana. Release the neck, long breath in. And out. 2 more. Good. On your next inhale, lengthen the spine. You want to come onto fingertips if you do not have a block. If you have a block, take it underneath your left hand. Right hand comes into the right hip. We twist the chest open to the right side. One more twist here. Trying to keep the hips aligned. Pull the right hip back. And only maybe reach the right arm up to the ceiling for a twisted triangle. If you've been practicing a lot, you happen to have a lot of space today, option to move the left hand with or without the block onto the outside of the right foot to twist a little further. But see if that agrees with your body today. Long breaths. Good. From here, you want to take the gaze down. The right hand lands on your lower back. The right knee bends generously. You can move the block to the side a little. The left arm extends forward and it pulls you all the way up into standing. And then we step to the top of the mat into Tadasana. Taking that moment of observation, comparing the right and the left leg. And then landing back in the balance in the center. Taking the hands back into the hips, stepping the right foot back, turning the back toes in, focusing on that hip alignment, small bend in the front knee, lifting the heart, and slowly folding forward. Always take your time, no rush in getting there. See if you want to stay up here, if you want to release the hands into the shin without pressing through the knee, or if you maybe want to take a block, maybe you have 2, maybe you have 1, or maybe you do it without. And only maybe you allow yourself to melt all the way down. Long breaths. Whenever you find yourself criticizing, think about your intention for today. Try and really embody those qualities in your practice. No need to force anything. Good. And slowly lengthen the back again. You may want to come onto fingertips if you do not have a block. If you have one, bring it underneath the right hand. Left hand into the left hip. We twist open. If you notice that your back foot is coming off the ground, you can make the step smaller and maybe step the foot a little further to the right. So you have more space for that twist in the chest. And then if you have it, option to bring the left arm up. You can always play around with the variation, right hand over to the left side and to the outside of the foot if that feels like something you want to do today. And then breathe. Good. We're releasing step by step. The gaze goes down, left hand onto the lower back, block to the side, left knee bends generously, right arm pulls us up to standing as the left foot presses down, and then we step to the top of the mat. Good. Roll the shoulders up. Bring them back and down. Take a moment to observe any shifts in the body and the breath. And then go ahead and step a bit back towards the center of the mat. Take your feet as wide as the mat. The toes want to point out. And you want to slowly make your way down into Malasana squat pose. For some of you, it will be easy to bring the hands together in front of the heart. Some of us, we need the hands and we need to shimmy a little from side to side until we make our way down into the squat pose. If your heels come off the ground, try taking the feet wider or supporting your heels with something. There's also an option to sit on the block or option to sit on the ground with the legs in a right angle shape. So many variations of Malasana, the squat pose. Once you're there, try and broaden the collarbones, lengthen the spine. Soften your face, find a focus point. And then squeeze the muscles between the legs, the pelvic floor. Notice how that lengthens you from the inside. And you can imagine that you can send all this energy that we've created in the legs, all this strength, all this movement up along the spine by squeezing the pelvic floor and nourishing the whole body with this warmth, with this prana, this life force. Good. Staying for another full breath here. And then we release the hands, bring the hands behind us, come to sit down in a gentle way. Once again, joining the soles of the feet like we did in the beginning of the practice, interlacing the fingers around the toes or grabbing the ankles, lifting the heart up. And this time we come forward with a straight back. So try not hunching or pulling, but rather find that forward motion, feel the stimulation in the groins, and then just stay and breathe. Good. Slowly sit up. Use your hands to guide the knees together and extend the legs in front of you. Your knees can be bent a little, especially if you find yourself sitting rather towards the tailbone with a rounded back. Lengthen the spine, toes and knees are pointing up. Reach the arms up as you inhale. And as you exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Your hands can land wherever, could be the ground, shins, ankles, feet, it doesn't matter. Think lengthening, lifting the heart, and then slowly folding down as you aim for the ribs onto the thighs. Forward fold, Paschimottanasana. And we take a little bit of time, so no need to pull or to push. You can slowly breathe your way into this pose. Good. Take another full breath here. And to release, you can either extend arms overhead just as you got in, or if you wish for a little more support, press the hands into the ground and slowly sit up. You can collect your legs by bringing hands behind the knees, standing the feet up in front of you, and either you bring the legs to one side, or if this was comfortable in the beginning, you can roll over the ankles as we make our way back through a tabletop position into a downward facing dog. Can pedal out the legs a little after all these standing poses and hip opening poses. And then we can slowly come forward into a high plank. On the exhale, bring knees, chest and chin down to the ground. Slide through into a small cobra, point your toes. And then release your hands off the ground as you extend the arms out behind you. Palms are facing up. Your shoulder blades are squeezing back and down, and your neck is really nice and active. We take another full breath in. And on the exhale, release the arms. Bring the head to one side. Just take a nourishing breath here. And then set up once again. Rolling the shoulders back, lifting the arms off the ground. And this time lift the legs off the ground as well. Feel the whole back body engage. If your lower back feels a little tight, you can open the legs wider. If it feels good, you can bring the legs closer. Try and lift the chest off the ground, extend your legs, and keep the breath flowing. We stay for 2 more full breaths. And then on your next exhale, slowly release, bring the head to the second side, maybe wiggle the hips a little from side to side. And then from here, you can extend one arm forward and simply roll yourself onto the back. You may need to shuffle a little so you're comfortably on the mat with your head as well. Bending the legs, bring the heels close to the body. We'll do one more back bend. Pressing the feet into the ground, lifting the pelvis off the mat for your shoulder bridge. Keeping the inner thighs engaged so your knees are not falling out to the sides. And then interlace the fingers at the lower back, draw the shoulder blades together to lift the heart a little more. Bring the chin down slightly to lengthen the neck. And then try and lift the pubic bone up to the navel so you feel that opening in the groins. Breathe down the front body. Good. 2 more long breaths here. Maybe lift the hips a little higher. And then release the interlace of the fingers, come onto the tiptoes. Slowly, vertebra by vertebra, make your way down. As you arrive, take your feet further apart till the edges of the mat. Let the knees drop and rest against each other at the center. Place one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the heart, like we did in the very beginning of the class. And just have that little check-in. Observe how you feel. Observe how the breath comes back into balance. And then from here, you want to take your arms out to the side. Maybe they're extended, maybe they're bent. And then you let the knees drop from side to side, just as your feet are now, with this wide distance, to soften out the lower back, the hip joints, the belly. A couple of times from side to side. And then from here, pulling the right knee up to the chest as you extend the left leg on the mat, pushing the lower back into the ground. And then releasing only the right arm as the left hand brings the right knee over the body to the left side for a soft twist. Nothing too fancy, just a releasing twist here. Yeah, slowly coming back to the center, squeezing right knee and the left knee up to the chest, holding both knees for a little bit. And then releasing only the right leg back onto the ground as you bring the left knee closer to the chest. Left hand releases, right hand brings the left knee over the body into this twist. Left shoulder stays grounded and relaxed. And then slowly come back to the center, left knee to the chest, right knee follows. Hold onto both knees. Rock a little from side to side. If it feels good, you can bring your nose in between the knees. And then slowly release. If there's any other final movement that your body needs, please feel free to go for it. So you can then stretch out on the mat. Give a lot of space to your body for your final relaxation, your Shavasana. Allowing the legs to fall apart, the palms to face up to the ceiling, the shoulders are melting down into the ground. Maybe roll the back of the head from side to side a couple of times, softening out the neck. And then go ahead and take a long breath in through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. And with that, let go of any kind of breath control. Allow your breath to flow smoothly, naturally, as the body and the mind fully relax in your Shavasana. And then very slowly bring your attention back to the breath. And begin to deepen the breath to reawaken the body. Bring small movements into your fingers, into your toes. Maybe circle the wrists, the ankles. And then once you're ready, bring your arms overhead, legs together. Give yourself a big, big stretch and a full breath. And then go ahead and bend your knees, roll onto one side. Support your head with one arm and wrap the other arm around you in a loving gesture of appreciation for your practice, for your body. And then press your hands into the ground. Slowly find your way to come back into a seated position, maybe with the legs crossed or on the heels, or however you would like to sit to close your practice. Taking a last little moment to observe how you feel after your asana practice. How does the body feel? And the breath. And what's the atmosphere in your mind now? And join your palms together. Once again, bring that intention back to mind without evaluating how you felt throughout the class, but rather as a reminder to take this idea, this quality with you into the rest of your day or your evening. And gently begin to blink the eyes open. Take a moment to clear the gaze and to emerge from the practice. Thank you so much for joining me for this Hatha Yoga class. I hope you feel comfortable and you feel alive in your body, calmer in the mind. Please let me know what you thought about this practice. I always read all of your comments. Also make sure to have a look at the description box. I have some beautiful yoga retreats in beautiful places all over the world. And I have a yoga teacher training coming up that you can join online. So let me know what you want to practice next. Let's stay connected. And I'll see you next week with a new video.